So when your magic is complete and you have a spell bottle with all of these beautiful herbs and intentions put in here, what do we do with it when we're done? There's an interesting topic that I came across on what to do with a spell bottle when we're done with it. So we've done all the work, we've gathered the herbs, we imbued them with our energies, we've conjured up whatever it is that we wanted with that spell bottle, and now the spell is complete. So what do we do with the bottle? Do we bury it in the ground, like the bottle and all, and just put it into the ground? Do we throw it away? Do we recycle it? Like, what do we do with it, right? With all magic, what's right is what's right for you, and always be the witch that you need for yourself in that moment. So the way I do it is I begin by unwinding the twine in the counterclockwise, the undoing. And then I am going to break the wax seal that has been created on the cork top, or whatever top it is. And I'm going to open it. And then I'm going to release it. I'm going to let the spell bottle be open for a few minutes before I actually do anything with it. So this particular bottle was on my makeup table. Every morning I got to look at it. And I was able to tap into my memory and knowing the way that roses and jasmine and hibiscus and rosemary and bay leaves and working in the garden smells. And all of those smells for me personally make me smile. They give me joy. Now that this spell has been completed, it's been a year. I tend to do things on a 12-month cycle, or technically the 13-moon cycle. Because this is a jar of love, I can recycle this into something else for home protection. So the herbs are never gone to waste. If that is not something that I was looking to do, I could recycle it into my garden. I can turn it into compost. Because these herbs are like dripping with magical love, that love is now going to go into my garden. So there's lots and lots of different things that we can do with it. So different spells call for different things, right? We all know this. But sometimes we can recycle it. Sometimes we can discard it and just put it into a pot or whatever. And sometimes we need to go into the woods and give it back to the earth and have a conversation with the nature spirits and ask if they will receive this and neutralize it and do what they will with it. And then we have spell bottles like this one, which is a baneful spell bottle. So this one, of course, has whatever the item is bound up in the middle there, surrounded by salt and screws and staples and nails. So this one, of course, we don't want to be putting into the earth because it could cause harm to plants, to animals, to humans, to all kinds of things. And the interesting thing about a hexing spell or any baneful magic is over time, the more energy you put into that as a foundational bottle, the more power it has. So that bound little note in there that you can see, I don't know if you can see with my ring lights. So you can kind of see it right in there. I would simply remove that little slip of paper with the ribbon for the binding, and I would burn that and bring those ashes into the soil. That way, the energy that is put in this, the binding, the protection from harm, any kind of energy that you're putting into this spell bottle can be recycled. It can now have added energy the more and more and more that you use this particular bottle for any of those things. That is just one idea for reusing spell bottles, and that way we don't have excess garbage going into the soil or anything like that, and the energy that you're putting into this is going to magnify over years. So that's a powerful way of reusing these kinds of spell bottles. We also don't generally want to bury the jar into the earth. And the reason for that really simply is pollution. We don't want to be putting jars in the earth that are going to break and potentially cause harm to animals. So we want to be conscious about that. So ways around that, say you have some content in that jar that you don't want released. Something I have done is I will go out into the woods, I will dig a small hole, and I will line it with either brick dust or clay or some other item that is used for protections. And I will line my little hole with that, put the contents in it, close it over, and with your intention, know that that spell is now sealed in the earth in that place. Communicate with your surrounding spirit energies, the tree energies, all the nature energies, and tell them what is going on here and ask that they protect that. So obviously that's going to be something that's pretty extreme. Say if there's something that has come in your home and you need to do a banishment or something of that nature. But by and large, most of the herbs that we use can be recycled. And if it's not something that's recycled, be aware of what's going in that spell jar. So say that you have a spell of protection and it's more of a simple thing. We don't have to use salt, right? So we can use rosemary, we can use eggshells, we can use other things that if we want to bury the contents in the soil, it's not going to bring harm to the soil. What I have learned to do is I have actually a bucket that doesn't grow anything. The entire point of this bucket is to receive like candles, like black candles, and other things that I've used for baneful magic, for banishing magic, and for any kind of salt magics. And I just keep churning the soil. I add leaves in it to keep it more balanced. And it's just this pot that I've had now for 15 some odd years. Always have like an awareness of how you're going to use these herbs right now, and also how we're going to use them in the future. Plants are living things, and so is the soil, and so we want to make sure that we are being very respectful and responsible with our magic. That's just my advice, you know. I mean, I'm not going to gatekeep. Do what you're going to do. That's just what that is the way that I have been raised, to be respectful with my magics. And then, as I was showing with that love bottle, I can easily recycle that because of all of the good energy that has gone into it. So there's no right or wrong with this. These are just some suggestions and ways that we might be able to prolong our magics, ways that we can recycle our magics, and ways that we can reclaim our energy with certain spell bottles when it's complete. You put a lot of energy into it, you can neutralize it and reclaim it, and ways to discard it. So hopefully this was helpful. This is probably a bigger topic than just a couple minutes for this video, but I was reading on Reddit last night and I saw a lot of conversation about this, and so I thought I would just pop on here and make a quick video about this because I do have a spell bottle that I'm about to recycle. So yeah. So hopefully you're having a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and happy witching.